You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. State police are investigating a two-car collision that sent 3 people to the hospital yesterday in Banks Township. The accident happened last night on Chestnut Street in Tresco. According to authorities, a sports utility vehicle and another car crashed, causing the SUV to hit a double home occupied by a hospice patient. No one inside the home was injured, but the accident caused damage to the front porch and wall. One person in the SUV was injured, along with 2 people from the other vehicle. All 3 were taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton for treatment, as police continue to investigate the cause of that accident in Banks Township. Hazleton police took a wanted man into custody early this morning. Officers observed 44-year-old Thomas Brinson in the 100 block of North Wyoming Street around 4 a.m. When Brinson spotted them, he ran and entered an apartment building. Police executed a search warrant, and Brinson was taken into custody without incident. He faces charges of aggravated assault, flight to avoid apprehension, and possessing drug paraphernalia. A state representative from the 119th District announced that he won't be running for re-election. Gerald Mullery released a statement today regarding his decision and said that serving the 119th District's been one of the greatest honors of his life. He never intended to make public service a lifelong career and firmly believes in the concept of the citizen statesperson, meaning that people should serve for a limited time, then step aside to let others serve in their place. He went on to say that it's time for him to seek new challenges and to give a fresh voice the opportunity to advocate for Northeast PA's future. A Schuylkill County man's behind bars for allegedly possessing child pornography. An investigation began in early 2021 after state police received a tip that 35-year-old Troy McMunn uploaded images at a Hazel Street home in Tamaqua. Police executed a search warrant back on April 7th and seized electronic devices belonging to McMunn. A forensic examination found them to contain both videos and pictures depicting child porn. McMunn was arrested on January 11th in Pottsville and was charged with child pornography and criminal use of a communication facility. He was arraigned and taken to Schuylkill County Prison for lack of $20,000 straight cash bail. Police in Luzerne County are asking for the public's help locating a man wanted for retail theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. Wilkes-Barre Township Police are searching for 34-year-old Christopher David Ventiscinque. He's described as 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing approximately 160 pounds. His last known address was at 145 Buckingham Heights in Moscow. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department or dial 911. Geisinger is making its way into the Hazleton area with a brand new multi-specialty clinic that's set to open next week. WYLN's Mackenzie Ocker has the details.
Geisinger will now be a short drive away as a new multi-specialty clinic has moved into the Hazleton area. The clinic is located on 1525 North Church Street and is opening on Monday, January 17th.
Well, we were presented the opportunity with the Vagalias to acquire their property and thought this was just a great location to be able to, and an opportunity to be able to offer specialty services to the surrounding Hazleton community. So we were thrilled with the opportunity, given the easy access, the ample parking, and our understanding was that the community really needed these services.
Geisinger patients typically have a decent drive to get the medical attention they need. With the opening of this new clinic, they can get the attention and care they need just minutes away.
Well, now the residents of Hazleton will be able to get care closer to home. They can avoid that 20-plus minute drive and really will be able to bring the care to them. They can see specialty physicians right here in this clinic, and we'll also have telemedicine capabilities even to deliver some of those visits to home.
The newly renovated facility holds 9 exam rooms and has easy-to-access parking. It is also just a short distance away from the Community Care Federally Qualified Health Center and Geisinger 65 Forward Hazleton location.
We'll have a myriad of available opportunities for both cardiology, medicine specialties, including endocrinology, rheumatology, nephrology, and general surgery as well. Knowing that we'll be able to bring this care close to home is one of the goals and objectives of Geisinger, and so we're glad to be able to start this, and we'll expand the services as needed.
Medical staff will be seeing patients as soon as the clinic opens. They are eager and excited to help those who need it in the Hazleton area.
Well, we'll be ready to see patients on day one, and certainly there'll be a lot of energy and high expectations for success. So just really ready for Monday to begin.
Patients can schedule an appointment at the clinic Monday through Friday by calling 570-751-5900. Reporting in Hazleton for Wyln News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
Thank you, Mackenzie. A sales agreement for Myers High School in Wilkes-Barre remains in effect. The school board was expected to terminate the agreement at last night's meeting, but voted to table it after the buyer asked for more time. Developer Shlomo Lugashi wanted to purchase the former high school building and turn it into an assisted living facility. However, the board was ready to terminate the agreement because the requirements weren't finished in time. The board did, however, pass a motion to relist the property if the current agreement falls through. The process is officially underway to find the next manager of Luzerne County. An independent citizen committee was appointed to review applications for the manager position, as well as screen and recommend qualified candidates to council for consideration. The committee met last night to look over resumes and plans to have a minimum of 3 qualified candidates to present to council by early April. A potential candidate must receive at least 7 out of 11 council member votes in order to be hired as manager. Applications and resumes will be accepted until January 24th. Expect delays along Interstates 80 and 81 as a large empty tank from a Navy nuclear lab is making its way from upstate New York to be disposed. The 294-ton, 213-foot tank recently departed from New York State and will take up 2 lanes to make its way through I-81 South, then head onto I-80 West. It's expected to make a slow venture to Wampum, which is northwest of Pittsburgh, where it'll be taken apart for disposal and recycling. The transportation will take place during nighttime hours and will be completed by January 21st. Drivers near the tank will need to remain alert as it'll travel at the posted speed limit or lower. Cat-eyed, beehived rock and roll siren Ronnie Spector lost her brief battle with cancer on Wednesday. The 78-year-old, born Veronica Bennett, was signed alongside her sister Estelle and cousin Nedra Talley in 1963. Their debut album released the following year and hit the U.S. Billboard charts for 5 of its 12 tracks. The Ronettes' sexy look and powerful voices, plus songwriting and producing help from Phil Spector, turned them into one of the premier acts of the girl group era, scoring hits with pop masterpieces like Baby I Love You, Walking in the Rain, I Can Hear Music, and Be My Baby. Spector and Ronnie were married from 68 to 74, and her 1990 autobiography told an unhappy story of abuse. Spector was sent to prison in 2009 for the murder of actress Lana Clarkson and died in 2021. Although the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame girl group broke up in 67, Ronnie continued to tour, make music, and serve as an inspiration to many for years to come. Coming up on Wyln News, details on a COVID test recall and a very interesting way to oink on this Valentine's Day. Plus, 'tis the tax filing season. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow's going to be freezing, so you better bundle up.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Moore & Associates, accountants and advisors, located at 751 North Church Street in Hazleton. Contact them for all your individual and business tax and accounting needs. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call Wyln News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
The FDA is warning people and labs to stop using a specific brand of COVID-19 antigen and antibody tests that haven't been authorized and present a high risk of false results. The tests are Lucy's Laboratories COVID-19 antigen nasal and saliva tests and IgG and IgM antibody tests, which are believed to have been distributed for both at-home and lab testing. The FDA said they may be sold under the company names Lucient Diagnostics or Vivera Pharmaceuticals or with the trade name Eagle DX. People and caregivers who have used the tests are urged to talk to healthcare providers if they think they were tested with them and are concerned about the results. Healthcare providers who recently used the tests are being asked to consider retesting their patients with a different brand. This year's tax filing season will begin on Monday, January 24th, which is 17 days earlier than last year. The IRS warns that this season could be especially challenging with the resurgence in COVID-19 and less funding authorization from Congress than the Biden administration requested. To avoid processing delays, taxpayers are being urged to file their tax returns electronically and get direct deposit refunds. It's also important for taxpayers who received a COVID-19 relief economic impact payment last year or who got an advanced child tax credit payment to make sure they report the correct amount on their tax returns. The deadline for filing 2021 tax returns or requesting an extension is on Monday, April 18th this year, which gives taxpayers until October 17th. Visit irs.org for more information. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs are now accepting reservations for Valentine's Day porkograms. Fans can choose their favorite pork racer to travel anywhere in Lehigh and Northampton counties or within a 25-mile radius of Coca-Cola Park to deliver roses, chocolates, and other Iron Pigs goodies on either Friday, February 11th or Monday, February 14th. For $125, each porkogram delivery includes a visit from crispy bacon, barbecue, diggity, or ham bone based on availability, a half-dozen roses courtesy of Richmar Florist, or a box of chocolates, an Iron Pigs mini bat and adjustable cap, 2 Iron Pigs ticket vouchers, and a $10 gift card to the Clubhouse store at Coca-Cola Park. And for $145, your Valentine receives all the above plus a Pork Racer plush. Fans can find the link to order their porkograms on the Iron Pigs website or Facebook page. Coming up on Iron Triangle's News Choice, we take a trip down to the SPCA of Luzerne County and Community and You. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. All our good news stories will be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally posted on WYLN News Facebook page and on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, Julius KEIPER, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
The temperatures are gradually decreasing as we enter into the winter season, and most humans bundle up to do their best to stay comfortable while spending time outside. But what about pets? Though they may have fur, they too should not be left outside for long periods of time in unfavorable temperatures. SPCA of Luzerne County Humane Officer Lisa Devlin has some advice for pet owners. And first up, dog care.
Now, when the dog is outside, they can be outside with their human playing and, walking and doing their thing, but they have to have access to shelter. Shelter's doghouse, it has to have 4 sides on it, an opening for the dog to get inside, and with a flap over top of the opening. So once the dog is inside, that the flap is down and it can retain the dog's heat, the body heat inside. We also recommend stuffing it with straw. You can also do pine shavings or hay. Straw is very good. Blankets are not recommended. Blankets get wet from the rain and from the snow, then they retain that moisture. The animal lays on it and gets cold. Can cause a health issue. The doghouse has to be solid. A floor, a roof, it has to have complete sides on it.
There are laws to abide by when it comes to leaving animals outside on frigid days.
So outdoor care for dogs, as in Luzerne County, we have an ordinance. Anything under 26 degrees or above 92 degrees, the dog can only be outside for a half an hour.
You can also keep your feline friends cozy during the harsh winter months.
The best thing to do is to keep your pets inside during the cold winter days, rainy days. For cats, we know that there's a lot of cat colonies out there, a lot of people doing TNR. We recommend the like a styrofoam cooler for a cat shelter, and you can cut an opening into it, and you can also stuff it with straw, and then wrap it with a big garbage bag so it doesn't get the water in, and then put it under maybe a porch or a deck if you can, and then that way they would have shelter. So they would have straw in their shelter.
When walking your dog, be mindful of their paws, which can sustain injuries from the cold and chemicals on the road.
Some certain salts that they use on the road can burn their pads. So they always say some people buy those shoes to put on their animals' feet and take them for a walk and come home. I always just take them for a walk, come home, and wipe their pads off. You can do it with a damp towel and then dry their pads. That way the road salt's not still on their pads to cause them any discomfort. But when you do come back from a walk and you see your pet licking their pads of their feet, that's an indication that you probably did step in some road salt and it might be burning a little bit, just to rinse their paws off.
And remember, you can visit spcaluzernecounty.org for adoption information and other ways to help out the animal community.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi everybody, stay tuned this week to Gil Gerhardt's story. She's going to tell us how headaches from sleeping on her stomach and car accidents are corrected under chiropractic care.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Mayor George Brown's leading the way again into part 4 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown. So, what are some of your biggest achievements, some of the challenges you faced? I know you had mentioned before last year was a challenge. Can you talk about that? And just some of the other things. I know we've highlighted a lot of hopeful achievements in the future as well, but just give us a layout of all of those.
When I took over as mayor, the prior administration had filed for distress city status, Act 47, distress city. I am not going to file for Act 47, distress city. So when we took over as mayor, naturally we had to take the budget from the prior mayor administration and we threw it out. We created our own budget and looked at more realistic budget. And then we thought, okay, we're going to be in good shape. We have a new budget. We know what the revenues should be. We know what the expenses should be. Well, no. What happens is we have a thing called the pandemic hit us, the COVID virus. So the revenue that we expected to get from the earned income tax and the other revenue sources, they dried up. So now we have a loss of roughly $3 million that we're going to see for that year. That's enough. No, it's not. The roof blows off of City Hall. This is a beautiful 125-year-old building, and the roof blows off at 9 o'clock in the morning. And when I say blows off, I mean it blows off. You can see the sky. Well, that storm really did a job on us because when we replaced the roof, we had to redo all the painting, the ceilings, the walls. Then we find out that the flooring on the 4th floor was damaged, and it was asbestos. So now we have to get the guys in to professionally remove the asbestos flooring and put new flooring on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor. So that's enough, right? No. Next, the elevator stops. Now this is a 100-year-old elevator. Now that's enough, right? No. The next thing is HVAC system goes. So now we're looking at taking the HVAC system and how do we pay to get it fixed? So these are all things that we had to start dealing with in the first year as mayor. But the team I told you we put together, we pulled together.
Yeah.
And everything that we had to do, we did. Now, Wilkes-Barre is very fortunate. We have one of 10 health departments in the state of Pennsylvania. Our health department gave out over 15,000 vaccinations. They went to nursing homes. They did a lot of the interviewing that we had to do when someone came up that a family member was COVID positive. So I can't say enough great things, not good things, but great things about the city health department. They did a wonderful job, and they continue to do that. Police department, we were shorthanded from the prior administration. We hired 8 new police officers, and we hired 9 or 10 more firefighters. So our fire department, police department are totally staffed fully. I will not ever defund the police departments. So we're taking our police department, our fire department to a new level. So we're giving the fire department, the police department, DPW, the tools, the equipment they need to provide the services for our residents in the city of Wilkes-Barre.
All right. All right, folks. Check back tomorrow night as Mayor Brown continues leading the way into part 5 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.